we talk all of the time about civilian service, and of course civilian service is extremely important. But there's another form of service that we sometimes don't mention, and I see a bunch of them in this corner of the room, military service. Young men and women who serve in our... That said it all. I don't have anything more to say. But military service is what makes a lot of civilian service possible, so I thank you for your service. Zarina Hameen has been working for AmeriCorps for the last 3 years since she graduated from the University of Delaware. You've worked in the VISTA program and other programs serving underserved students. I'd love you to just talk a little bit about what service has meant to you and what you think it means to the country.
Well, basically, yeah, like you said, I graduated with a degree in political science, and I wanted to find a way or a venue into going into nonprofit sector because service was also very important in my childhood as well, as other panelists have said. I came from parents who were very active in the civil rights movement, and it was very important that they embedded in us that my mic is, okay, there we go. Sorry, that service was very important because you have to be the change. And it was very important that we went out and we did what we could do to help our community. So I grew up with that, and then going into AmeriCorps, I did AmeriCorps Vista, I did Public Allies, and I did AmeriCorps National Direct. And what I've learned from all three is, I think, again, everyone touched on it perfectly, is that we have to have a culture of service. It has to be embedded in everything we do. I'm really a big fan of service learning. I think it's a different education for children because they're going to be the new service leaders up and coming. It's very important to make it known that service to others is not recommended, it's required. It needs to be a part of everything that we do because we are the ones that are going to affect our communities, affect their change.
We are living in a different time than the time when this presidential campaign started really 2 years ago. The economy has changed radically, and I wonder whether that does have an effect on service. I'd love to ask this question of all of you because I think it was Alan earlier who mentioned the Conservation Corps under FDR. There's now a different feeling in the country. And in some ways, service is not a luxury anymore, it's a necessity. But how does the economy change the definition of service and how service will be embodied in this new economy?
Well, I think it's important to note that service helps the economy. We've calculated in California that because of people volunteering, it brings about $17 billion to our economy. $17 billion in the man hours or women hours that are served. So I think it's become more and more necessary given the economy. I think people are afraid. Doris was talking about food banks. Food banks are seeing 40, 50, 60% more demand than they've ever had. At Christmas in California, we put out a call for food. We got over 100,000 pounds of food. I think the really important thing here is that I think individual states and the federal government need to market the opportunity for service better than we have. One of the things coming from journalism into this role as First Lady is I was always stunned at how government passed a lot of bills and then told no one about them. And people didn't know that it was there for them, whether it's the earned income tax credit, whether it's opportunities to be of sort, whether it's AmeriCorps, the programs, people don't know they exist. So I think when we're talking about working with private enterprise, government, faith-based groups. We want to reach out to people to help us market this opportunity, market how much it can help a state, how much it can help the economy, and what is available out there for people to do. And really bring everybody to the table. And I think when we talk about the Obama campaign, what they did is they brought people to the table, but then they gave them worthwhile jobs. While they were there. They used their skills, they asked them what they could do. I think that's something that the service movement can learn because people want to be of value. They want to come in and say, I'm a marketer, I'm an accountant, I'm a web designer, I'm an English teacher, I'm a Spanish teacher, I'm an interpreter, and I want to be used in that capacity. So I think we have to be smarter. we have to be progressive, and we have to put on a bit of a journalist hat and a marketing hat and make that opportunity known to people.
Congressman, do you see it how it helps the economy?
Well, clearly, for all of the reasons that the First Lady of California just said, it helps the economy. We get a better return on this dollar invested than almost any other dollar we invest. And we're going to take a running start at it. Last week, President-elect Obama and Speaker Pelosi agreed that we would put $200 million in right now in the Economic Recovery Act for AmeriCorps to make sure that we don't lose ground when our country needs it the most. But Speaker Pelosi and the House leadership, we're really interested in leverage and partnerships. We talk about it all the time. How do we leverage the participation of others? And Target's a very good example here. We believe even in this very down economy, people still are willing to participate, and we want to make sure that we don't lose those catalytic events where individuals participate with their own time or corporations participate with the resources. The alumni are coming back from the Peace Corps, from Teach for America, are now taking positions throughout the community in public interest. So we think, in fact, we can even increase the leverage of these dollars to drive additional service and continue the service that's taking place. We cannot lose it in this economy because there's simply more people that need assistance, more children that need assistance, more institutions that need assistance, and service is really the answer to that. So we're going to take a running start with the new appropriations for AmeriCorps right now in the next couple of weeks, and then with the reauthorization of the legislation, and then go out and tell people and all of you how they can take advantage of it.
Congresswoman Matsui, you've also been involved in energy issues. Is service and volunteerism something that can actually be a force multiplier in clean energy and green energy?
Well, absolutely, and I was thinking about this as George was talking and Maria was talking. We have an opportunity here. In crisis comes opportunity, and we're talking about infrastructure an awful lot, mostly about roads and bridges. But this is what we're talking about, the service infrastructure. We have a huge service infrastructure here. Public health, energy, green energy, looking at lifelong learning. There are some people who are 50 and beyond who understand public health, who understand energy, and it could help us through this process. There are a lot of young people that we can train in going into homes, how to weatherize some of these homes, how to do some of these things to actually go to the goal of having energy independence. Public health is just really a challenge right now. And we have people who don't understand how to access any kind of health care at all. We know that. We could, at the very least, train some people to at least go to these homes, walk through how they access some of these health programs, and then also get them involved. Public health is an area that is going to be huge. And I think that we have an opportunity to train a lot of young people, bring back some people who may feel like they have done their work already and want to come back and do some other work and training. We have a huge opportunity here to leverage this, as George has said, and put this all together in a way where the nation understands that this is a commitment from the bottom up and the top down. And I think the Obama campaign has realized this and touched something there where people feel they can actually make a difference. And as George says, we got to use this time now. We can't lose it, and we don't intend to lose it at all. You have our commitment.